Do it. Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Yay, we got Maria. We got both Marias back tonight. We got Crystal Maria and we got Healing Maria. But we figured we'd go live, give our friends a couple minutes to be notified that we are here while we chit chat and talk about putting things in such safe spaces that we can't find them later.
Pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Hey,
But
Debbie.
Welcome.
Now I got to visit with both Marias over this weekend.
I know.
Hey, Melanie. Hello to your kittens. I know sometimes they sit and watch us.
Cats love this energy. Cats love crystal energy. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm very thankful that my kid, he is not one of the jerks that knock shit off tables. So he leaves them alone. Thankfully, because some of them I would cry if they broke. But he does like it, and usually his perch spot is near where either my mesa or my crystal table is. Yeah. So even when he's sneaking, I have a table right now that I thought I had scattered haphazardly with a bunch of like different crystals and skulls to keep him from trying to get up into the window blind. No. I find where his little paws shift things around so he can still get up there, but he doesn't knock it over. He just shifts.
That's good. That is so
paws up there.
That's a good kitty.
How sweet.
So I'm like, well,
that's so uncat-like.
He's a very good boy. He's a very, very good boy.
That's so sweet. Well, he loves you enormously.
Enormously. Cheers, like my cat doesn't knock stuff off table, but he does sit on the stuff that I need, like books or clothes.
That's crazy.
And Melanie's got to hide hers where her kitties can't get at them.
Yeah, we have one customer that always comes and she's got like 18 cats and she's like, I got to put it in the bookcase behind closed doors. She's got glass bookcases so the cats can't get in there because
yeah.
But when she meditates with them and sits with them, the cats will come and sit on her lap and purr. She says it's really cool. And I've seen cats do that. It's crazy. It's like even dogs, they know, they can feel, they feel the energy. They feel the energy. And hopefully you all do too out there. So.
I know I do. And that was one of the things that I had mentioned to you, Maria Celeste, over the weekend, because one of the stones we're going to talk about tonight, white Moldavite, and we'll touch a little bit on the green Moldavite. But I had told you, like in the very, very beginnings of Moldavite, like I hated it because every time I touched it, I would get a sharp headache. And it got to the point, and Maria Cerna has seen me do this at the store, where if somebody wanted to see a piece out of the case, I would take the whole tray out so I wouldn't have to touch it and set it and be like, have at it. Not touching it. I do not need a headache for the rest of the day. And, then somebody once told me that it's because you need it and you're so blocked, the stone's trying to push through it. And I'm like, I don't know how true that is, but I'm like, we'll test it.
Sorry.
And so
funny.
So I started carrying a little piece for a little bit of time, and either I built a tolerance and don't notice the headache, or that really was the issue where it needed to clear something to where now I don't get the headache anymore touching it. Which it used to work in my favor, the headache, because I could easily pick up something and be like, that's fake because I don't have a headache. Now I have to get more scientific of like looking at the formation, looking for the bubbles, looking for all the things to make sure it is not Chinese green glass that they're trying to pass.
Well, one of the things that to help you with that, it's funny, I almost called you Naisha, to help you with that is to, when you first pick up a stone, Melissa, if it's cold, it's real. The only one that isn't is amber. You have to burn amber, and amber has a distinct smell. And that's how you can know amber's real. but if you pick up a stone, like when I first picked this up, it's cold. Now I can warm it up. So you have to make sure you either pick it up in the morning or that nobody else has touched it. If it's cold, it's real, because I can warm this up and then I'll put it back down and it goes to cold. It will go cold. And that's really cool that you can tell it that way. Absolutely. Okay. And with pearls are going to get cold, but if you bite on a pearl and it's grindy, it's gritty, those are real pearls. If you cut, yeah. My mother actually let us do that on her real pearls. She said, I'll show you how you can tell real pearl. And you're not going to mark the pearl, but if you just gently like put it on your teeth and it's gritty, it's real. If it's smooth, it's not.
Oh, well, there we go.
Oh,
yeah. Extra knowledge we hadn't planned on.
What?
I said extra knowledge we didn't plan on, but that's why we love having you, because there's always extra knowledge that comes in the stones.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I just, the thing, I know I saw you over the weekend and I was thinking, oh my God, we've known each other through so much of the last 16 years. It's crazy. And if I didn't love you so much, remind me next time not to do this after I do a show. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I signed up for this after I did a show, which is supposed to be our last show, but it's really hard to leave you people in Cleveland. I was like, don't say goodbye. Just don't say goodbye. I just leave, just leave. But I just have to a big shout out to all you people, to Melissa, the 16 years we've known each other. We've done this since 2023, but I think I got to know you in 2009 when we came up to the Cleveland area.
Yeah. Before I even officially took over Goddess Sealy, because I was going to the shows with my personal stuff. And, so I met you at one of the lapidary shows, I think it was.
Yeah.
So and I'm like, oh, somebody.
We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot together. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's Melissa, I'll do it. And then I was like, why did I sign to do it the day after the show?
I know. I was standing there looking for something and I went, we talked together, here soon. You're like on Tuesday night. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like thinking I'm like, she is going to be so tired. I'm just going to keep looking.
I didn't think about it then. I was like, oh, I get to be with Melissa and Maria. And I was like, at 5 well, the other thing. So today I actually had some body work done. So it's really important. Those people, those of you that are out there, is really to take care of this temple. And it really dawned on me when I was in the chamber this morning. It had nothing to do with crystals, but we are crystalline people. We got crystals in our ears. There's actually calcite in our ears. Is that not cool? There's calcite.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
There's calcite in our ears.
Oh.
Truly. So when you get out of balance and you lose your equilibrium, it's sometimes your crystal, barely, your crystal gets a little wacky. It's really very cool. There's one doctor here in India. I've not been to him. I haven't to, thank you God. This is not a request. That actually can adjust the crystal in the ear. However, the other little bit of information, if you take our blood down to the smallest molecule, I don't have it. It's out. It's in the warehouse. It's out in the warehouse. But it's a chart. If you take our blood to the smallest molecule atom, it's actually the same structure as quartz. Our blood is the same sacred geometry as that in quartz.
Huh.
Wow.
And if you do, maybe I'll run out and try to get. I don't think I've moved away from a lot of this, and so, but I haven't. I think I still have that because I used to use that when I used to teach classes.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know. Hopefully,
but anyway, I was sitting there, and I was thinking about how magical the body is. When I was in the chamber, and looking at the structures and how our body works together, and the crystals that work with us because of the chemicals that are in our body, and it was going through the layers of the body, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I went and had a massage, and it's just really important not only to understand to the health of the crystals, but really in terms of really taking care of the temple, whether you're using crystals to take care of the temple, but really to take care of the temple. And as I was thinking about the class tonight, I thought I just want to make you all aware of it's really important to do self-help and self-care, whether it's with crystals or just with massage or whatever it is that you might, some modality. That's very important. Very, very important to take personal time.
Mm-hmm. Or you'll be forced to.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes, you will be forced to, as we all know too well,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Well, I know there's that saying that we are literally made of the same stuff that stars are because
Mhm.
of, the galactic formation, or words are failing me, but like the Big Bang and how it spread out and formed, the planets, the comets, the star systems, and including us. So it makes sense for our molecular structure to be pretty close to, quartz.
Yeah.
Um,
When people say that we're crystalline people, we're crystalline children, we are. Our molecular structure is that, and we forget that we're made in God's image. And today, as I was in the chamber and I was watching this, whatever, I don't know what she put on, but it was beautiful. And it was going through the layers of the body in a beautiful meditative state. And I thought, and then it showed the brain, and the brain lit up, and it would then light up the whole body. And I said, that to me, at that moment in time, we are God. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way against the big God, but we're made in God's image. That's biblical. And I think it's time that we all wake up to realizing we're God within us and start acting like that, because we came here to be the God light that created us.
mhm.
And he
I
also
like
gave
the
us,
saying that, we are future ancestors, so act like it, And,
oh, I
and
like
then
that.
I joke and I'm like, well, if Rune ever decides to have children, no pressure. I'm not that mom. I'm like, where's my grandkids? But if he chooses to have children and I become that ancestor for passed down, I'm like, oh, let them be little smart asses because here I come. You better act right. Um,
Oh, that's way cool. I had not thought about that. The future ancestors.
Yeah,
Um,
we are future ancestors. So it's kind of like act like it, which there's a lot behind that saying,
a lot,
it kind
a
of
lot.
makes you want to straighten up and be like, yeah, let me act a little better, because how are people going to remember me back as? So, hey, Kathy, we've just been kind of tangenting and BSing right now. I guess we should probably get on to the real topics
Sure.
here.
Yeah.
Um, but we touched a little bit about Moldavite, how to tell if it's real, since I don't get the headaches anymore.
Oh, I was going to tell you what happened. Um, and that's interesting. You mentioned the headaches. If I can interrupt for a minute.
Mhm.
When I was in my office, this is because I used to do serious shit. Now, this is serious stuff. Don't get me wrong. I was a first vice president for Morgan Stanley, but somebody asked me about Moldavite in the office. So I brought this whole big bag of Moldavite incense to the office. Somebody wanted incense. So I just brought this whole bag and I put it on my credenza in my back. And about 3:00 in the afternoon, I'm like, what? Where's this headache? And I said, okay, I need to go out. I need to get some water. I need to go take some fresh air. Thank God it was spring. I stood up from my condenser. I turned around to get my purse or whatever. And I went, oh, hi, Moldavite. That's the headache, because it was a huge stack of Moldavite. There was probably 30, 40 packets of Moldavite incense in there, and they all have Moldavite powder in them. Yeah, so Moldavite can stir up a headache. I don't normally get a headache with Moldavite, but that was a lot of Moldavite.
In one little spot in
Mhm.
Right behind me, literally probably a foot behind me, because if I pushed my chair back, I would turn into my credenza. Yeah, so I could get in it. But Moldavite.
Yes, Moldavite, and you are the first person to show me the white Moldavite. So Moldavite, I know the green, and doing research on the white. Here's one of my pieces that like I tell Rune, like when I pass, do not just give things away.
Oh,
or
no.
custom. But really good at raising the vibration, connection with guides, other beings. But it's a hard acceleration. And maybe that's why some of us will get those headaches if you're not already kind of up there. Now the white Maria, Celeste, because I'm like, oh yeah, we have two. The white is gentler. And I know Maria Cerna, when you held a piece, you were like, oh, it's so much nicer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let me talk about white Moldavite. That is technically a name of it, white Moldavite, but technically, mineralogically, it is actually a calcite. And where this comes from, there's only one place that we know of where it comes from. And it's 900 miles into the desert, someplace in Arizona, that it actually is harvested off the ground. Because what has happened is this was actually thrown from a volcano. And the closest volcano to this spot is 500 miles away. So if you understand how Moldavite came into the earth plane, this actually wound up in Arizona the same way because it flew through the air. And these striations and what you get, and I don't know that you're going to be able to see the striations, are very similar to the same striations that you get in the green Moldavite because they both flew through the air. So they energetically have that same, like, okay, you want to go somewhere? We're going to carry you. And green Moldavite, I always say, if you're going through hell and you want to keep going, just use Moldavite. And green Moldavite. But if they're, and I'll tell you some personal close healings with Moldavite, with the green Moldavite. The white Moldavite does the same thing. It will move you, but it is so much gentler. This is like it's like the little fairies and the seraphims and cherubs. This guy is like Archangel Michael. So depending on what kind of personality you are or what you're doing, and they're wonderful together. And they really like each other. They really, this guy wants to sit on this. I don't know if you can see it, but they absolutely love each other. And Moldavite will jump. So you need to be aware of where the Moldavite is. I have actually literally, I went to get my necklace that I had on all weekend, and I don't know where it went because they will leave. More so the green Moldavite. I have literally watched green Moldavite. I gifted a friend a piece years and years and years and years ago. I used Moldavite before I even sold crystals. And so I had this little like tea party for my women friends, and I gifted each person a piece of Moldavite. And literally, I'm saying goodbye to Brenda at the door, and she has it in her jacket pocket, and it literally jumped out onto the floor. And we both looked, and I said, "I know it does that. It does it. It doesn't want to be in your pocket. It wants to be close to your skin. Moldavite likes to be close to your skin. It's also, I personally used it. I was born and raised Roman Catholic, third order Dominican, ordained in the spiritualist church, yada, yada, yada. And I knew that I was stuck in my marriage, not this one, my previous one. And so I hung a piece of this on my bed to help me have the courage to do what I needed to do. And it will give you some serious dreams if you hang this by your bed, give you some serious insights into what you need to do, what you need to see. And it's not always easy because it's not easy doing your internal work, but it's the most rewarding work you'll do. And green Moldavite will kick you into doing your internal work. So that's why you want to bring around a little white piece of white Moldavite to temper this little guy down. So I mean, if you want to go through hell really hard and really fast, green Moldavite will do it. And that's the kind of person I am. As I've gotten older, though, it's like, okay, where's the white Moldavite? When I was younger, like, do it and do it now. Let's get this over with. Welcome to green Moldavite. But if you're like, you go, I know I need to make a change, and I'm not real comfortable doing it, but I know I need to do it, then you can use white Moldavite. But if you get stuck, green Moldavite will really unstick you. And I actually love it because to me, I feel very protected when I wear green Moldavite in a very mystical, magical way that to me, it's like my Superman stuff. I forget what it is that Superman used.
Kryptonite.
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 This is like my
Kryptonite
kryptonite.
weakened him. Kryptonite weakened
Oh,
him.
it weakened him. Oh.
Well, this doesn't weaken you, but it's like I just feel super protected with this in a very well, then you get into aliens and all that stuff, and but this to me connects us with that, and angels are aliens, and cherubims are aliens, and my spirit guides are aliens, and so this brings the whole spirit world to me to protect me, and it's really just it's the only piece I ever intentionally that I ate because I wanted the energy in my body, and as I'm eating it, I grew up in a medical family. And my dad's like in my head going, that's glass. And, glass can cut you all the way through. And I'm like, nah, this won't hurt me. It was, it was a tiny small little piece because I wanted the energy in me. So I think we talked last time about how to get this energy in you smarter than eating it. Please don't eat it. I am not recommending I'm not recommending
the disclaimer.
Yes, this disclaimer. I'm not recommending you do it because it technically is glass. It's a glass. But it's not just like glass. It's just I truly believe this is a gift from God. They're all gifts from God because they're all God made. But this is like not from here. And this came off the top of a volcano, born out of fire. We're born out of fire. And if you understand where fire comes from, the very first fire came from the heavens. It was started by thunder and lightning. That's a gift from the heavens. And this is a gift from the fire gods, from Pele. Don't ever take anything off the islands of Hawaii. No, seriously. Do not take a stone. Do not take any natural material. Pele, you'll be sending it back. The number one thing that the Hawaiian post office gets back is stones that people took from the truly.
I was going to say, Maria Serna, you are from Hawaii. That's why I'm like, why are you
I'm from Hawaii.
Oh, so you
I'm from Hawaii.
And about taking stuff.
Oh, yes.
Don't do that.
Oh, yes. 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 And there's a lot of sacred grounds down there that before you even, like the Pali Lookout, before you even step in, you got to ask for permission. Yeah. Pele hangs out there too.
Yeah, I think Pele's and so it's really sweet. Pele gave me a gift and it's a little dragon. And because I had collected stones, and then my niece, because she collects heart stones, and I was like, look at all the heart stones. And she immediately right back, Maria, it's Hawaii, put those back. I was like, oh, right. So I was putting them back and doing a sacred ceremony, giving it back. And there's this little plastic toy. And I'm like, Pele, that's a dragon. Can I take that? It's fire. And it's like, it's in my kitchen. And then whoever is the guy that takes care of the Atlantic Ocean side of things actually gave me a dragon from the Pacific. So I have a dragon from both oceans, which is really cool. I thank you. Yeah. So, and Pele makes the most beautiful hair, the golden hair from the volcanoes, but you can't take it. My sister-in-law goes, can I take some of this? I'm like, seriously, you're asking me. You can't. You cannot take that. So. But these little stones, these are, so my dear friend, when I first was exposed to white Moldavite, I went into his shop. Well, it was in his room. And I was like, what is that that's in the case? And he said, those are the last 4 pieces I have. I said, I want all 4. And he explained to me that, he has to go, and where he has to deal with bobcats, poison ivy, poison sumac, rattlesnakes, scorpions. And I'm like, you go and get, he goes, yeah. And I'll go in for 2 weeks at a time. And he said he takes so much Benadryl that it really knocks him for a loop, but he goes in and harvests it. And I so I was like, okay, well, let me know when you get some more. And so I would buy like everything. He goes, you can't buy it all. I'm going, yeah, I can. So I have lots and Melissa's got lots of white Moldavite because it's you're not going to find it anywhere, many places, but it's very, very sweet. So if you want to do something like put it in your body, we may have touched upon this last month. It feels familiar to me. To put it in a glass, not a leaded glass, but put this in a glass, and then put that glass. Don't put water in this. Put that glass in a glass in water, in a bowl with water, and let it sit. Ideally, let it sit overnight in the full moon, and then you can drink the water in the second bowl. And that energetically is going to allow that energy of the Moldavites to get into your body, or any stone that you want. And you can actually use it that way. But Moldavite I'm very near and dear to Moldavite. It really helped me. The dream, oh my God, the dream that I had was it showed, it's really pretty wild if you understand dreams. And I was like, okay, I was Catholic, and the picket white fence and the marriage and the whole thing. And I'm like, well, but I knew it was either my life or his in terms of my health. And so I was like, okay, Moldavite, I need you out of my jewelry box. I need you hanging by my bed. And the dream that I had, it took me 3 days to really absorb the power of this dream. It showed a man and a woman, and the woman was younger than the man. And they were in a big car, and for some reason they were pulled over by the police. And so they were taken to the police house, the police station, and they were interrogated. And the police said, you have to come with us. Talking to the women, you have to come with us. And they interrogated the woman about the marriage and about being trapped and not being kind and why the man was over there. And you could feel the man's energy being really upset because they knew they were talking to the woman. And I was like, I mean, that was my husband and I was the one. They were asking all of these questions. This is in my dream. They were asking all of these questions. Thank you very much. They were asking me these questions that made me in my day reality realize the challenges that's not really, I was going to say the hell I was living in, but I didn't realize I was living that way. You live in denial, right? You're in denial and you want to get out of denial. This sweet little stone, it really is sweet because they work with us, but it's very powerful. And some people, that's not an easy thing to look at and say, oh my God, you've been trapped in this marriage. Because you have to look at yourself. And a lot of people don't want to look at the dark side of themselves. And there was that dark side. Thank you very much. Moldavite will show you the dark side to bring you to the light. And that's the beauty of Moldavite. And I love it. And I'm very grateful that Moldavite saved my life. And then white Moldavite came, and it's just very gentle, and it's loving, and it's kind. And it's like, it just soothes the edges of the green Moldavite and what it does. And it softens it. And they're just beautiful together or separate.
I think green Moldavite, well, not, I think, I know, due to social media trends in the last year or so, green Moldavite got kind of a bad rap in a way, in that you should be afraid of it. It upheavals your life. Things are going to go, to shit in a handbasket. So, we had this surge of people looking for it. And then almost immediately the surge of people going, my life was ruined after. And I'm like, that stone cannot ruin your life unless you were so resistant of staying where you no longer needed to be. And I'm like, but no stone can ruin your life just because you energetically have it, you're working with it. I mean, I guess if you broke into Fort Knox and stole gold or something, if you want to talk about some sort of mineral ruining your life because you did something illegal and now you're caught with it.
Right.
But just to say, I'm going to work with some Moldavite, you know, and then all of a sudden my life starts falling apart. It's not the stone. It's being shown what needs to be changed and refuse, like digging the heels in and, you know, trying to stick with the devil, you know, instead of, you know, making that transition and trying to explain that to people of like, the stone's not ruining your life. Your resistance to change and betterment is making you really uncomfortable right now.
Exactly. That's beautifully, I mean, it's perfectly said, Melissa. Perfectly said.
So, you know, now we can be like, here's this white little, you know, little angel of a stone that's going to help get you there, but kind of guide you by the hand rather than standing behind you and like kicking you forward.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Pushing you off the ledge. Like I like the mental image is like the green, like, have you seen the two little penguin memes where like the one penguin walks up and like pushes the other off the cliff into the water? Like green Moldavite is one that walks up and they're like, bam. You know, so and then here comes the white one. He's like, are you okay? So
I'll have to see that. No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's hilarious. There's penguins do this all the time. They're adorable, but they're kind of jerks to one another, which is hilarious.
I think penguins, when you look at a penguin, you have to know God has a sense of humor. Really.
The little waddling. And like, I don't know if all breeds of penguins do it, but penguins, like the male penguins, will like woo their little female partner with rocks, with little pebbles.
Oh.
And, I'm like, see, they get it. They get it. They're like, would you like my pretty walk and be my little penguin partner?
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
like
how I got Eric with my rocks. Maybe that's how I got Eric.
Right? Kathy's like, some of us needs that penguin, you know. And you know,
well, if you need a penguin that pushes you, you've got the two Moldavites. And if you're not sure which one you want, use them energetically together because they like to work together and they complement each other. It's like yin and yang, male and female. It's just that you got the two beautiful energies that work together to give you the strength and the courage to do the changes that you need to do to put yourself back on the right path. And they will energetically do that for you. I mean, it's just all of the stones are energetically going to work with you. And a lot of people go, ooh, I don't like it. And I'm like, that means you need it because you don't want to do the change that it's free. And it really, it's really, they go, oh, I don't like that stone. It's like, okay. And I don't, you know, I just try to, you know, but I'm like, maybe you should read what it's about.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll help you. You know, just to try and like they go, well, I don't like it. Well, why don't you read about it and see if something doesn't connect with you to help you understand what it is that stone is activating in you to help get you. These are God's creatures. God made three kingdoms, the animal kingdom, the mineral kingdom, and the plant kingdom. And these guys, you know, there's little spirit beings in them. And that's what will cause them to jump. These guys are pretty, I mean, they're pretty energetically, you know, they will jump. And one literally, I was going to, I don't know where it jumped to. And I heard it, but I can't find it. It's really funny. It's hidden. So, but they work with us and they love helping us and they want to put us on the right path. They're not ever going to put you on the wrong path. They want to get you to the right path. We're the ones that keep us from getting on the right path.
Yeah. We get too analytical and trapped in our mind and the what outs and what ifs and shoulda, woulda, couldas. But you know, the story there that you were starting to say about, you know, I don't like it. And you're like, well, maybe you should work with it. It's like a perfect segue into Covelite because I know at your table this weekend, you had a customer at the table.
Oh.
And she was looking at Covelite.
No,
well, no, you had many, but this particular
no,
one.
I was kidding.
And I zeroed
Oh.
in with her because she talked about how she just got done doing some cancer treatment, and it was a type of skin cancer. And I'm thinking like, yeah, me too. And you started talking with her about, the Covelite and how it helps energetically with it. And you were, showing her the bowl that you had of the bigger pieces. And she seemed really like, oh yeah. And she seemed so tuned in with it. And she was trying to pick one. Her son was standing next to her and literally talked her out of it. And I'm like, never before. Like, because I looked at you and I said, I know you're not supposed to judge your customers when they're at your table, but I'm like, I
remember
don't want to go yank him and be like, what are you doing? And it's not even because it's a loss of a sale, because we're not in it to get, rich. But it's like she felt drawn to that, and analytically, she got talked out of it. And it took me, like, as I was driving to Mansfield after that, like, okay, so what in me is so aggravated that I'm still thinking about that? Like,
well, this is what I'm getting is because you understand what Covelite does, and you understand your journey with the skin cancer, and you know her journey because she shared it with us, and here's something to help her. And her son basically said, no, you're not. His ego, his humanness, his shittiness, whatever it was, decided he needed to be more powerful than that stone at that moment. When yet, if you really understood what Covelite was going to do for her, which she energetically understood, and I can see who you're talking about now that you bring that whole story back up, because I think she was working with Eric on that, and you and I were talking. But when we talked a little bit, but Covelite, I have Covelite in my car. I have Covelite under my bed. I have Covelite in my bed. I have well, there it is right there. Covelite and Covelite. Let me tell you some things about Covelite. First of all, it's very difficult to find because Covelite is an arsenic-based material. And then we're going to get into the whole mineralogical and the spiritual laws of the frequency and laws of vibration and all that in a minute. But Covelite is an arsenic-based material. And it requires a very, very special setup to cut it. Not so much tumbling yet, but when you get it cut in cabs, and the only person I ever knew of that cut cabs since passed away. Because if you are not properly ventilated and water, you need water and ventilation when you're cutting Covelite, because it's arsenic. And that arsenic is going to get in the air, and that arsenic is going to literally kill you. Now, once it's finished, when it's polished, and I've held raw Moldavite. I had a beautiful big piece of raw Moldavite for the longest time. And somebody wanted it, and I don't know where it went. I mean, they have it. They purchased it, and it was a beautiful, beautiful piece. Covelite, you can get Covelite in Colorado, and most of it comes from Peru. And literally, I will have to go on bended knee and ask these people. They don't put it out. They don't show it to you. I have to literally get down on bended knee and say, can I please have 5 bags? Can I please have 5 bags for my people? Because I know what it does, because I'm here 26 years later, and Covelite is like everywhere in my house. Can I please? And that's because not many people it's very dangerous to work with. It is not dangerous to hold it. It's not dangerous to put it in your pocket. It's not dangerous to keep it in your environment. That would be a dangerous stone to eat. That would be a dangerous stone to cut unless you have it properly. But because it's polished and finished, it's not. I mean, you can hold it, but you don't want to breathe that air in all the time, because it is arsenic. Now, if you understand what arsenic does, arsenic will kill you. What does it do to the cancer? It kills the cancer. And for years, for as long as I've done this business, I've always used Covelite, because Covelite was a stone that I was exposed to long before I was in this business. And it's just, and I still have the original piece. And it's really funny because when I was first diagnosed with cancer, about a month before, I went, my Covelite broke. And I thought that was really interesting, because it's a fairly hard mineral.
Mhm.
And I thought that it cracked. And I used to wear an independent, and it's not like it's going to crack on my neck. And I'm like, how did it crack? And then a month later, when I got back to the States, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I went, oh, thank you very much. You were doing your job.
Mm-hmm.
Because it opened itself up so that it could help pull the toxins out of my body and do that. And the nice thing about Covelite, because of the deep color, it will raise you spiritually to help you see what's going on if you choose to do that work. It's not easy doing your personal work. If you choose to do that work, Covelite will work with your throat chakra and your third eye to help you be able to communicate what it is that you need to help you heal through it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is a stone that will raise your vibration as well. And it will also raise you spiritually and help you see the darkness in it. And if you study it, there's some beautiful chatoyancy in it. There's also pyrite in it. So as you grow spiritually, the pyrite will help keep you grounded so that you can grow spiritually. And I just can't say enough about Covelite.
No, and
Because
I
I
wish,
know what it's done. I know what it's done, not only for me, but for other people. And
yeah,
if somebody does pass with cancer, one of the things people have come to me and said, I know that these people passed, but this Covelite gave them the chance, gave them the opportunity to accept their passing. So they were at peace with it. So because of the spiritual, it allows you to be at peace with that journey if you choose to pass that way. But yeah, Covelite's pretty.
Melanie asks if it can help with major anxiety.
Okay, so Melanie, when you asked that question, there's a stone that immediately popped in my head that's a great stone for anxiety. But then Covelite, because it helps you understand the process of what it is that you've got going on and helps you see that, there is it does bring, we're talking a little more esoteric here because it's more advanced, but it does help you when you understand what you're going through and why you're going through it. You get to go into being closer to your soul and your oneness, and that brings a great deal of peace. And when you have peace, you naturally have resolved your anxiety. If you're choosing to go down the way that Moldavite, well, it's funny because Moldavite's going, I want to play with the Covelite. This guy is screaming at me, and it's like, I want to play with the Moldavite. I want to play with the Covelite because for some reason, and I've never had that happen before, that the Moldavite wants to play with the Covelite. And I don't know that I ever talked about them together. So that's interesting because I don't know if anybody else can feel that, but I can feel this Moldavite going, I want to know where the piece of Moldavite, I want to know where a piece of Covelite is. So hi to your Covelite there. But it will bring peace and calm to your environment. So yes, Melanie, it can do that. If you need straight calm, lepidolite, lavender quartz, anything with lepidolite in it, because lepidolite, sorry, this is a chemo brain moment, which we're working on that because we're working on it. But there's lithium. It's lithium. Thank you, Melissa. There's lithium in lepidolite. There's lithium in the purple quartz. The lithium, which is what they used to do when they would do, I mean, medically they use lithium to calm people, but the lithium in a stone, which is in lepidolite, will also help calm. If you want something more than the Covelite will calm you, but you've got to do some work to get to that calm, where the lithium will just immediately bring you to the calm. I hope I explained that right to you. But both will work. It's Covelite is just going to be, it's going to be like, do you want to take the 101 freshman class, or do you want to go to the graduate school and understand the depth behind it? Covelite is the one in graduate school, and the lithium quartz will be the one in the 101 class.
Oh, good question, Donna. Says, when the Covelite broke open, didn't it release the arsenic? It didn't hurt you, but why is that?
Okay. So it didn't release the arsenic. It exposed the arsenic, but it didn't release it. It's not like the arsenic came out of it. It's just so it would be like, pretend this is the piece. And so a piece broke off. And it's not like it was liquid that came out. It was just a rough edge. And so I'm not licking it. I'm not putting it in my body. It's still on my body because I still wear that piece. That piece actually, I really don't wear it. It hangs on my bed. I got lots of stuff that hangs on my bedpost. It's one of the ones that hangs on my bedpost. But when I did used to wear it until I got other Covelite, this against my skin it wasn't enough. It was a small piece, and I was never afraid that arsenic would be like eating that little bit of arsenic is like, the seeds of an apple have arsenic in it. And the reason there's arsenic in it, but a lot of people eat the seeds of an apple, and we're still all here. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And now you know why. Because when you eat an apple, you're supposed to eat the seeds with it because the seed has a little bit of arsenic in it, and that kills all the bad stuff in us. I'm not recommending you go eat a whole bunch of apple seeds. But the apple seeds actually, and the reason is it's God's natural protection against insects into the apples, which that's pretty cool. So it's just a little bit. It's not like I'm licking it. I'm not breathing it. So I'm not ingesting it, Donna. So it didn't hurt. It's not going to hurt me that way. And very much like the natural pieces of Covelite I used to have, I had 3 big natural pieces of Covelite. I would hold them and I would meditate with them. And, I was touching them, but it's not like I was licking it or cutting it and putting it in the air.
Right.
I would not do with it. But just to sit it, if it was just sitting I was never afraid of that. And I knew it had arsenic in it, but it's not like I was eating the arsenic, unlike eating the Moldavites. Yeah. So it wouldn't hurt you. And hopefully that you understand. And I've clarified that for you, Donna.
It's a good point real quick. I've had customers come in and they'll get it tumbled and they're like, oh, I think I can drill and make a bead. And I'm like, please don't. Because unless you know the chemical makeup of the stone, you can and will, depending on the stone, poison yourself. Malachite is another one that when it is cut underwater because of it's not arsenic in malachite. What is it? But
there's a lot of copper, but there is something in it.
You will bleed from your nose, your ears, your eyes. It's because it is so sharp and in that hailing. So it's like, please do not cut your stones yourself unless you are a trained lapidary gemologist, like what you're doing. If you need a stone in a type of bead or in a cap, just go find it pre-done for you. Please and thank you. And that's another reason why quit putting your stones in all the water. Do like Maria said, put them in, one glass container inside of another. And if you don't, then put your glass pitcher in the refrigerator and line your stones up around it, touching the glass overnight. It's better than not at all. But stop putting your stones in your water.
The other thing too is
up body orifices. Stop that too. Do a little side tangent of what not to do with crystal healing.
Yes, you don't want to do that. You don't. And you don't know in the tumbled stones or the cut stones, you don't know what oil base they've used to get it in that condition. You don't know what's touched it, and you don't. Not all stones like water. You don't want to put halite. You want to put sulfur in water because then you won't have one. I mean, they'll melt. I mean, I had this client buy this beautiful, beautiful halite. It was a beautiful pink, big cluster of halite. And she calls me up 3 months later and she said, I ran it underwater to dust it. And that's like gone. It melted it a little bit. I was like, whoops. You don't want to do that. And I didn't think to tell her not to put it into water because sometimes you don't think of things like that.
Yeah. So all of the knowledge that goes behind the stones, like being the caretaker, it's almost impossible to know everything about every little thing and like to divulge that information for every customer for every piece of stone that they are buying, from your table, from our store. It's just it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
And there's
And
still
sometimes you're so busy that you
Mhm.
it's not anything that's right there to tell them, unless it's like, don't cut that Covelite.
Right. And I mean, unless they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna go cut this," like, you don't think to say, like, "No, don't." It's like, enjoy your
Right.
Covalite, keep it in your pocket if you're going through, any, treatment, or you
Mhm.
suspect that you've got a reoccurrence, and, that's usually what we're talking about. I
Right.
don't think I've ever had to say, like, "Yeah, don't go home and cut or drill that," you know?
Yeah.
It's usually malachite people want, and I'm like, "Why?" And don't. Like, just don't. Um,
God,
yes,
find somebody that's already done it for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah,
Because we don't want you to
safely.
die. Yeah.
You don't need to be a Halloween movie before Halloween because you're out there cutting stuff you shouldn't be. Um, but, um but yeah, Covalite, is one of my favorite stones. For the longest time, kept a piece on me, and I'm like, "How funny." This last reoccurrence I had, I was not keeping probably a good year and a half since I kept a piece on me all the time.
Interesting. Interesting.
Um, there's usually like 8 to 10 on my mesa at any given time that just sit there, charge, absorbs the energy. And when I am told to give a piece to somebody who, has a cancer, then that's when a piece will get taken off and like gifted. But in the meantime, they sit there, just kind of
Mhm.
waiting to be gifted out to whoever needs it. And I think that was also part of my aggravation with that customer. It was like, of course I don't have one on me to be like, you know what, you need it. Never mind your son. Whoops, there goes my gaming computer. Here's just a small piece to get you started.
Oh, that's well, we had, and I didn't think about it because he was, it was actually, Eric was working with her more diligently. I think I may have dropped in. Eric said something about something, and I said something to her, and then turned away. But I didn't think about that. We have small tumbled at the table. It's
Yeah.
it's the only tumbled. It's the only tumbled. I don't think when our tumbled business was bought, I don't think I think that's the only stone that I did not release with that sale, because it's very hard to get, and I just, because of my history, I wanted to be able to give it, and I didn't even think that we could have
Yeah.
gifted that. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Um,
she'll show up here.
but and the lighting isn't doing it justice. It is a metallic blue color. It's
Beautiful, deep
pretty.
metallic, like sky, like night sky, gorgeous.
Yes. Sometimes you'll have the white, sediment in there. Like this piece, I think has a little bit like right there.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
pyrite will run through it as well. So it's a heavier stone because of that makeup. But it is generally a metallic blue color. So it's really pretty. But it is
They are beautiful.
heavier. So us ladies who maybe carry, stones in our bras, like know that it may fall out on you because of the heaviness of it. Might
Yeah.
pop out. Um, but
But you have some cabs that they can actually get
Mhm.
set if they wanted to wear it in jewelry.
Yes. So I did, snag some calves from Maria Celeste. So not only you can have some of Maria's collection through Goddess Elite.
True Goddess Elite.
Yes.
Yes.
And they are
Need to bring you the
so
rest of it. I was thinking about that this afternoon. I was like, why didn't I just drop all the rest of it off at her store?
but that's okay. It gives me a reason to take a few days off, come visit, and be
Yeah.
like, looking for an excuse to not work. Um, but it is one of my favorites, Covelite. Covelite, definitely. Tanzanite is another one of my favorites. We can talk about that on another one.
Yeah, I love Tanzanite. Covelite, when my mom came down with esophageal cancer, I gave her a piece of Covelite. I said, Mom, keep this near you. And she kept it when she passed, now she did not die of cancer.
Mhm.
That's not what she passed with. She literally just passed because she just
It was
they
okay.
said, yeah, she was just done here. Because I said, Mom, you don't need to die of cancer. I know you miss Dad, and your 8 crazy kids have driven you crazy for 26 years that you've been without him. I said, you can just leave. And she really did just leave. But she had the Covelite when we went through her wallet to clean out all of her stuff. She had the Covelite, and it's just really special that my mom still carried the Covelite, and she did not die with cancer. And I was
Aw.
like, that's really cool. Somewhere it's in the kitchen, the piece that she had in her wallet. Yeah. It was she actually had a cab. It wasn't a tumbled. I gave her a cab to carry
Which
with
would
her.
be easy,
Yeah,
for the
because it's
bra wear.
flatter, right?
Yeah.
Because it was flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little easier to wire wrap than maybe a tumbled, because
Yeah.
I have no skills in wire wrapping. The couple times I tried to do it, a 5-year-old could do better than what I did. So I leave that to the professionals in wire wrapping.
I didn't even try. I never even tried. It's like, yeah, no, you just keep doing that. You keep doing the thing.
Like, that is not my forte.
Yeah.
Now, we also grabbed from you some really, really pretty optical quartz. Now, keep in mind, our friends who are watching, the optical quartz spheres that I have from Maria are not that big.
They're
Those are
not this
gorgeous.
big. They're
No.
smaller. They're about the size of a quarter.
Mhm.
But they're nice.
Well, I'll tell you, yes,
They're-
these are, I did have some of these, and I don't keep many of my stones, but these, it took us 2 years to
Negotiate the contract, right?
yeah, to negotiate this deal. Yeah. But so it's really cool. And Melissa has some beautiful, beautiful, the small ones. They're really very sweet. But there are some people that want pure optical quartz. And one of them was the United States government in World War II. And they stockpiled tons of optical quartz. And at the end of World War II, they learned how to make quartz so that they didn't need the natural quartz. And so this family in California bought, and there's actually a pamphlet and that tells the whole story of the release of the government decommissioned it. And I sold it, but I had a piece that actually had an inventory number on it. There was a couple of pieces I bought, rough pieces that actually had inventory numbers on it. And it was like, this is really cool. I had 2 pieces with inventory, and I have 1 piece that doesn't have the inventory on it. And they're out there somewhere. Somebody has them. So they sent it out to California. And when they were loading up the truck, as they got to the bottom layer, they're like, oh, it was so heavy, it pushed down 2 feet of additional quartz into the ground that nobody knew was there because there was such a huge stockpile. And so the family in California they did other stuff with it, but they sent some of it to Japan, which that's just my crazy sense of humor. I'm thinking that's really funny because World War II with Japan, but they sent it to Japan, and a famous cutter cut these. And optical quartz, there is a whole class of people that the only thing they want is optical quartz because of the ability to move energy through the clear. Now, neither of these, I kept 2 that weren't clear just because I thought people out there want the clear ones and release those. And these have inclusions in them. They're cool inclusions. This one has a little veil in it. And this one, there's a little inclusion in the inside, which causes it to have a rainbow. And rainbows are really special to me for many reasons, but mostly because God said he wasn't going to flood the earth again and gave us rainbows after every rainfall as his promise. But these are 2, and these are very large compared to I'll show you the size. This isn't one of them, but it's about the same size.
I would love to go around and look at all of her crystals around the house. Like,
all of the house. Yeah.
Seriously, we really don't. No, we do. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I've got 2 crystal skulls that Eric has accumulated that they want to see you, Melissa. So, but it's about this size. This is actually rose quartz. This is not from them, but this is about the size of it. This is an opalized rose quartz.
Yeah.
But these are, and they're stunning. They're absolutely stunning. So, and it's not anything that you're going to be able to get, but you can get them through Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have 3 somewhere, but Melissa has them, and they're absolutely, but I wanted to talk about them because there's a beautiful history, and it's the history, and they come from the United States. This original material was collected and was used in radios for our troops. And now you get to hold a piece of government history that's beautifully, beautifully cut. I mean, he was a world-renowned cutter. And somewhere on a box is his name, and I hope that I still have that box somewhere. And if I have I need to find that name for you, Melissa, so that you can have his name.
Now, Maria, I know you use really clear quartz in some of your pranic healing. So because that clearness helps move energy unneeded.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing healing work.
Yeah. And we try to get it as clear as possible. Because no crystals is perfect. And if you can get one that's really clear, it really helps to move the energy because it absorbs the energy, it's just the whole entire surroundings, and you can use it that way. Yeah.
Thank you for informing me of that, because for those of you who knew Naisha Asian, she and I were talking at the time that we were doing this, and she's like, there is a whole class of people that will only use optical quartz. And thank you for helping me understand more depth, Maria, of why the magic of the optical quartz. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Then that's the only reason. I mean, I do work with the rose. I have a rose wand. I have also an amethyst, but the clear crystal one, and that's hard to find. It's hard to, you cannot, I would love to find a real, just completely through and through, but you if you look close to some of my ones, you will see a little bit of the inside. There's a little bit of but that's the nature of a true quartz, you know. Yeah.
No, I know Maria Celeste, you had on your table, and it wasn't until I was like 3/4 of the way to Mansfield where I went, you had Vogels that were about that.
Oh my God, I almost sent the Vogels with you to Donna. I was like, and then I totally forgot. She left, and I was like, I wanted to give Donna these Vogels to drop off at your, yes, those are pretty clear.
Yeah.
Those are pretty clear.
Like everyone I picked up, just they did not have like glaring inclusions in them. Like they were pretty.
That material is from near His Holiness's temple in India, and those were cut in it. I should just put them in the mail to you, Melissa, so that you can have them in your shop, because I bought everything he had, and I think maybe he had 30 of them. He didn't have very many. And I think I have 9. I might have 18. I don't know, maybe 18.
How big
left.
How big?
They're probably 1.5 inches. Like they're thick. Smaller than the one.
Save me one, Melissa, when you get it.
Hold on. Yeah, they're smaller than the.
They're hard to find.
Oh, so I'll tell you the whole story about why I even carry small Vogels. And Melissa, I don't know that I'll have to, somewhere it's on this computer. So I've always, I'm holding a Vogel while I'm talking to you. This just hasn't been an argon Vogel, but I love Vogels. And Mr. Vogel worked for IBM in the large mainframes, and he designed this. IBM uses these to move equipment, to move their energy through their computers. So us in this part of the world went, if it's moving energy through the computers, it's moving data through the computers very quickly, what is it going to do to us? So back in the 90s, back in maybe the 80s, Vogels became very popular in the metaphysical world because of their ability, the male and female ends, depending on how you wanted to move the energy, it would either expand it or contract it, but it moves it very quickly. So Vogels became a beautiful thing. And Mr. Vogel, then it got to be different sizes of how many, it was very scientific as it was being used in IBM computers. And so Mr. Vogel passed away. And most of the Vogels that you see, the Vogels that, they're big and they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
They're exquisite. And they're like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So I can tell you exactly, it was at a Universal Light Expo with Kenny Harsh. And I had to go see Kenny, and he was in the other building, or they were two buildings were attached. So I had to go quickly to go see him. And as I'm going by, I went by DJ's booth, and he had a little tiny Vogel. And it's the first time I saw a small one. And I went, oh, I'll be back. And that was and at the end of the show, I went, DJ, he said, I sold it. And I'm like, oh, and I said, do you have anyone? He goes, no. And he's like, I don't. And I don't even know why I had that one. So that year, Eric's like, Maria, come here. I found you the Vogels. And we met Ray Pinto. And Ray Pinto always wears glasses because he doesn't want you to look in his eyes. But Ray Pinto, Mr. Vogel came to Ray Pinto in a dream. And he knew Mr. Vogel's brother. And he said, go to my brother. This is in a dream. Go to my brother, and he's going to teach you how to make my Vogels. So Ray Pinto, osmosisly, made Vogels. And Eric's like, come here, Maria. He's got Vogels. So I go in, and I'm looking at the Vogels, and he's got it in different sections. And I turn around, and I come, and I'm like, oh, my God, there's the little Vogels. And I'm like, well, how many do I want? And I'm like, I want all of these. And Eric looked at me and goes, what? He goes, I want all of them. Literally, Ray Pinto, Eric, and I sat for I don't know how long on his bed, wrapping up in each individual Vogel. And it was like 133 of them. And Eric goes, what are you going to do with 130? I said, I don't know, but I need all of them. So, and he's like, you're having a reading with Naisha. Can you ask her why you bought 133 Vogels? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And it just so happened I was meeting with her that afternoon. So I said, Naisha, I have 133 Vogels, and I really don't know that much about them, but I know that I was supposed to buy all of these. And she's like, oh, she said, you're going to channel information that is going to change the way in which people use Vogels. It's going to add to the way people use Vogels. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But so, because I do that work too, right? And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever you say. But in that reading, she also told me something. And then when I got back to the hotel room, the very first email I opened up was exactly what she told me was going to happen. And it was she said, you're going to start teaching. And somebody had literally asked me to start teaching. And I went, oh, maybe I need to pay attention to what she's saying about the Vogels. That's really what happened. I went, oh, Eric, I need to keep one of these out, because we were packing everything up to go ship. And it was like, and I wouldn't be able to, it would be probably a month before I would be, by the time it got to me, and with my work and getting it, I'm like, I need to keep one of these out. And so I started meditating with it. And I have a 28-day meditation that explains about the DNA. So a couple of days later, I'm in this booth, and I overheard this one woman say to the vendor, oh, I bought some of those last year and they really fell off the table. And I'm like, what's she talking about? And they were cages. And Spirit's like, get 200. I'm like, I don't want 200 of those. Get 200. No, get 200. So I said, I'll take 100 of those. I get home, and this meditation, this channeling is going on, and you think you're crazy, but anyway. So when I finally get to unloading where the Vogels are, I literally dropped in my chair. Actually, it was onto the warehouse floor and went, oh my God, I am so sorry. You told me to buy 200. That cage is the DNA that's going to be symbolic of activating it, because you're supposed to wear them for 28 days. And that's how you can wear it. And that represents the DNA, because what the Vogel does when you wear it through this channel is it activates. And we have 12 strands, but 6 of them are broken. And I hope that I remember all this right. 6 of them are broken. But when you wear the Vogels, which is why I keep it on my bedstand, and I do wear them, that it repairs your DNA and your RNA. Mm-hmm. And if I still had my website up, it's free on the website, the whole 28 days. And as I'm going through this, Spirit would wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go and open up this and go to this page. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So I learned, after a while, you learn not to argue. I get up, and there was all this scientific information that validated everything they gave me in my channel. Because, I mean, when you do the channeling, I don't want to take it for granted. I don't want to go, it's a very sacred thing for me. So they understood that I needed validation of the crazy stuff they were giving me. And here's all this scientific information that validated what I was getting in my meditations. And I have a Vogel 1 and a Vogel 2 meditation that was on my website, but I took my website down because I'm like, I just don't want to be responsible. But if somebody really wants I can find it. And Melissa, I probably need to forward that to you somehow. Somewhere it's in here because it's been saved. But it's really funny that you mentioned about the Vogels, because I was like, oh, we didn't talk about the Vogels and give them to Donna, and because Donna lives in North Olmsted. And I'm like, oh, we can and I totally spaced it because I was exhausted. I'm like, we're not doing Detroit. I was just so exhausted. I mean, it's just, yeah.
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 Wait, when I realized that, I was like, it's another reason to come visit you, because when you and I get to spend time, it's either in Tucson at the end of the shows, and we're both kind of like, how many miles have you walked per day? While carrying heavy boxes of rocks. Or it's when you're in my area, and I'm like, it might be time to go your way. And,
yeah, I think it's time to just take a girls' vacation and not do anything and just meet and go someplace.
Yes, girls' vacation. Bye, guys. We're out.
Well, it's really funny because today, when I was in between, they were like, stop at the post office and pick up a small package, the flat rate, because they'll fit in the small flat rate box. Now that we're talking about it, because I don't have any small flat rate boxes. And I'm like, why do I need flat rate boxes? And I was like, okay, I'll just stop and get flat rate box. So now I have to go find it in the warehouse, because somewhere they're out there.
I know. I'm like, I would just to be like in your, like the Crystal Guru warehouse. Like, what have you even
there's not much
that you have in here?
No, really. What you saw on the table, I mean, in the early years, it was wall-to-wall crystals on our table. Mm-hmm. And there was wall-to-wall crystals in the warehouse. Mm-hmm. And it's taken up, Eric said, Eric's now 70, he's going to be 73. And he said, I want to retire at 65. Well, 8 years later, we're still retiring because it just, it takes a while to these places to go places. So, what you saw on the table really is, Eric keeps finding stuff. He's like, I thought we sold the last of our wands. He said, well, I found 2 in the drawer. But today you found 2 in the drawer. I said, we just told the person they were the last. He said, yeah, I found 2 in the drawer. I'm like, he stockpiled all this stuff. I mean, literally, my husband stockpiles stuff. So.
Well, I mean, I think last time you told us the story of how you had little crystals and some not so little that would go missing on the table, and then come to find out, like, he had them stashed away.
They were in because I had to go in his car. It was like 2 weeks later. Somebody was sitting in the back seat, and he asked me to get something out of the consulate's car, and I had to move something to get. And I opened up the little bit. I go, oh, those are all the crystals off the table. He's just like, and now he'll come up with me and he'll go, you can sell these now. I'm like, where have you been stockpiling those? So we may have more inventory that I don't know about because he had stockpiled it all.
I feel like we should. He deserves the name Squirrel.
Right here.
Yeah,
this is a Dorji.
I'm going to start calling him Squirrel, and because of his stockpiles. I'm like, okay, where has Eric the Squirrel like stashed more crystals around the house and in the cars, and like, have you checked the ceiling tiles?
Well, this literally just happened when I went to put my Vogel on. I'm like, what happened to the Moldavite that was on this Vogel? So I'm looking on the floor and I'm going, what is this box doing underneath my bureau? He goes, that's mine. I'm like, what'd you stockpile under there? So you're absolutely right. I should check the rafters.
Like you thought you were done and over with just insert random stone, and he's probably got a stash of it somewhere in the house.
I'm looking at one of them right now that I didn't even think about. He's got a crystal Dorji. This comes from where this is the same material that the Vogels are made of. They come from the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't think they make these anymore. But he's got one of our little Dorjis stockpiled on his desk. Well, I guess he didn't. It's not really hidden. Are these Covelites? Oh my God!
Find some there.
Yes. Hold on. Then he puts them in these goofy little things. I have no idea. Oh my God! Now, in all honesty, he may have. Yeah. See, what do we have here? We have a piece of spider obsidian. We have a piece of hematite. We have a piece of ruby zoisite. We have a beautiful piece of, I think this is chrysoprase. And this is, I've been looking for this piece because I've been hand polishing this piece. And I have since lost this piece because he's now stockpiled. This is a beautiful opal. It's a Mexican opal. And very early on, he gave this to me so that when we were in the car, I could sand it down. And I have since lost it, but now I just found it. And then there's a seashell. And here's a tiny little piece of Covelite. So yeah, see, his stockpile.
Right. Well, and I kind of love, but kind of like shame on you, Eric, how he just swipes it and lets you think that you lost it. You're like, I can't.
No, I know. I was asking everybody. I said, did anybody see?
And he just lets you think that. He's like, he's over here hoarding his little stash. And he's like, yes, you have lost it, while petting his little precious stash over here.
I know.
Like,
little shit. Oh, now I can't get this close. I know. Yes, I am. Yes. And I don't know how to close this now. Oh, shit. Now I'm going to be.
He's going to know that you were in his stash.
I know.
You should put a little Post-it note like, I found the opal.
Oh, that's why. Oh, thank you. It's the opal that wouldn't let it. The opal needs to go down. I did. And this opal used to be in my knitting bag. So I don't know what he was doing in my knitting bag. I know he wasn't knitting. But you never know. But he knew it was in my knitting bag because I would travel with it in the car with the sandpaper. That little. What else does he have? He's not going to use his office again. Yeah. So anyway,
it's fun stuff. It's always fun
stuff.
When you join us and we get all the extra tangents of information and we break into Eric's stash of what he's got hanging around. And as you were naming what he had in there, I'm like mentally going through properties and I'm like, what could he subconsciously been trying to put together to generate by having each of those? I'm like, you got hematite grounding, the iron also helps with circulation. That fire opal is protective and sends negative back. Ruby, I know, is like good luck.
The ruby zoisite. Yeah, you have a beautiful piece of ruby zoisite from us.
I do. And I'm like, is it handy? It might be handy. It used to sit on my bedside forever.
It's big and chunky, and it's got the ruby on both sides of it. I've never seen a prettier piece. I've never seen a prettier piece.
Yeah. I mean,
You
you
bought that?
might see a ruby here and there, but not on both sides.
Yeah,
Wow.
it goes all the way through this piece, and it's beautifully formed. Yeah, she bought that very early on. That was
so many times before I bought it.
Yeah, you did. And nobody else bought it. Imagine that. It didn't go anywhere until you bought it. Yeah, it'll do. Yeah, because really, folks, we don't pick stones; they pick us. They pick us. They know where they want to go, and they know how they want to work, and they like to work. Don't keep them in boxes. You don't have to know how to use them. Just put them in your environment. They will do what they need to do just by sitting. Truly, truly, truly. You don't need what's in my head. You don't need what's in Maria's head. You don't need what's in Melissa's head. You just need to know this stone wants to go home with you and do its thing. That's all you need to know, and honor it and love it and talk to it like a friend and get to know it. And the more you get to know it, the more it's going to show you what it can do. And you can read all the books you want, but that crystal may have a specific purpose. It's working with you, and no book is going to tell you that. So just because azurite is a great stone to use to help with knee issues and joint issues, it doesn't mean it's not going to help you speak your voice, which it will because it's a blue stone. But a lot of people buy it because of the copper base to help move the energy, but it also helps move your voice so that you will speak your voice. So you just, if a stone calls to you, honor it, and then ask it, what do I need to know, and why have you come in my life, and help me understand what it is that you want me to do. And you don't want to put you can use a whole pocket full of stones. I have no trouble with that. But if you want to know what one specific stone is doing, you need to work with it individually rather than a whole bunch of stones. It's hiding. It's being shy.
I'm like, it's supposed to be right over there. And I'm like, where are you? You're not there. So now my obsessive, when we're done,
it's being shy, because we talked about it, and it's shy, and it's going, no, I don't want to be seen.
But yeah, it took like over a year before I finally bought it off your table, because I would look at it every single time and pick it up and be like, oh no. And then finally, I'm like, I've pretty much marked it. It's mine, because I've held it so much. I might as well just go ahead and buy it.
Yeah. I think
while searching for that piece, if Chair Bear is still with us, while searching for the ruby zoisite, a perfect, because she asked on a previous, was it our woo-woo? But she asked if objects can store little pieces of soul or like their energy. And while looking for the ruby, I found I had laid this beautiful piece that you gifted me. It was not in my pocket today because my pants don't have pockets today. And I'm like, you are going to sit over here by my skulls in a safe spot. And you told me that there is a piece of your father in this stone.
My dad's in that stone.
So Chair, even stones can have a piece of, a person in it. He's not trapped, so don't think of it that way.
No, he's not trapped. He's not trapped.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is the very, very, very first stone my dad gave me when I was a little girl. My dad always gave us gifts on Easter. It's a very Italian and Greek thing. And so the girls always got, and the very first, when I was old enough for him to give me a gift that I would know, he gave me tiger eye. And that is a piece of tiger eye. And when I saw that stone, and I've had that stone because I kept it myself, and I was just like, this is my dad's stone and my dad's energy and his joy and his intelligence. And it's there. And it's now with Melissa. So, yeah.
So,
there's a lot of ocean. My dad loved the ocean. He would fish and he had boats, and yeah, my dad's with you. So thank you for taking care of it.
Yeah. So we didn't go on adventures today because I did not have a safe pocket to take it on adventures. So we got to chill with the cat and the crystal skulls over there. So who knows?
That's cool.
What's going on? He was left unsupervised with other beings in the home. So who knows?
My guess is he was talking to the skulls. My dad was a great talker, and he was a great teacher. So, and the skulls have a lot to teach, and he was a great student. So I'm sure they spent all day talking.
Now,
They were not bored, I'm sure.
Now, the very first stone I showed Maria Cerna, as soon as I brought it in, I picked up that skull, I unwrapped it and went like this to her, and she went, "Oh man, no." And I'm like, "But it's a skull, and you have how many?"
I inherited my grandmother's skulls.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I had a certain amount that I wanted. Now I have, and that was like it was about maybe I had 13 or 14. Now I have over 40.
Wow! Wow!
And her energies are all embedded in it.
Well, yeah. I don't know why I'm supposed to tell you this, but my dad volunteered during World War II. He was in the medical corps, and he worked on Malachi. He spent time healing the lepers on Malachi.
The very first stone I was exposed to, and I still have my very first stone, is malachite.
Oh, interesting.
That was the very first stone I was ever exposed to. I had no idea I couldn't leave this. I went to a fair and I could not leave this table. And I said, I don't know why I can't leave here. And it was malachite. And I still have it to this day.
Cool. Yeah.
It's a pendant. Yeah.
Yeah. But not to confuse the island of malachite with the island of Molokai with the material malachite. But they're very close. Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. I'll have to think about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. These skulls are screaming at me. All right. Yeah. These are Eric. These are Eric. He squirreled them. Right? So they want to say hi to you.
Hi.
They're little guys. They're not big. They're little.
No.
They're very cold.
I feel like I'm going to have to check my man's stash on his little crystal table to see if he hasn't borrowed. I'm like, seriously. No. Every now and then I'll see him reach over and he'll be like, "Can I have it?" You can borrow.
At least yours asks. Mine doesn't ask. He just takes it.
Right. No, he's really good at asking. The only one that I ever keep telling him no, he is obsessed with. I have a nice, solid, long chunk of kyanite. I bought the bag it was in because I saw that piece in it. It's not gemmy or anything, but the fact that it's a solid, thick blade. And it sits in my Pachamama space of my mesa, and that is that representation. And I'm not surprised that he's drawn to it, because when I would have my mesa at the store and customers would walk past the "Do Not Enter, Employees Only" sign to get to my mesa, they would always like pick it up and go, "Can I buy this?" And I'm like, "No." Put it down.
It's a good thing you brought it home.
Yeah. So he'll just, I'll see him kind of look out of the corner of his eye while his hand is reaching over and like grabbing it. And I'm like, "I see you. You can hold it. I don't care. Be nice. Be gentle with it." And he's like, "Okay." And he'll just sit there and hold it. He's like, "Can I keep it?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Man." So when he goes home, I always look over. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, it's there."
Yeah.
But now
he
I'm
hasn't
like,
put it
"Where's
in
my ruby?" Where's my ruby?
Yeah, that I think it's hiding because it's shy. You know, as soon as we get off this, you'll find it.
Probably go live again. Like, "Found it." Okay, bye. No. but yeah, it's I know on the one side the ruby, and it's probably about that big, and on the back side it's a little smaller, but it goes all the way through.
All the way through.
And sorry, my mom is calling, and she probably forgot that I'm on a live. That's
Tell her
going
I
to be
said
fun
hi.
to edit out. But ruby, it is a good luck stone. It doesn't get that credit. So keeping a piece of ruby like in your wallet, I think it's an Irish or Celtic, that it keeps money coming into your purse or to your wallet. And fun science fact, it will fluoresce neon pink when it's
Oh
real.
my God, it's so cool under black light. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
But it's a really nice.
It was one of the stones of the. It was one of the stones of the in the breastplate of the high priest.
Oh.
Ruby. It's one of the 12 stones. Rubies, sapphires, sardonyx, lapis. Somewhere I have the list.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Melissa. I'm sorry about that.
No. I was going to say, I see a couple people ask where they can get some of the stones that we've talked about. We have.
Like Goddess Elite. Goddess Elite has them.
Yes. I was going to say everything that we've talked about, we do have, including the optical quartz spheres that Maria was talking about, the white Moldavite, Covelite, we have. We carry tiger's eye, so you can't have this one. You can't buy this one, but I have other tiger's eye that you can have and buy. Lepidolite, that's always one. That is like a necessity, like one of our top stones that we always have, because people are so anxious and stressed right now in the world that I'm like, here, hold this. You need this. Hold this for a couple minutes. See how you feel with it. And they always go, I'm getting it. I'm like, I thought so. So Covelite, we always have. Lepidolite, we always have. But yeah, everything we've talked about. If you don't see it on the website, just send us a message. Because sometimes, like, we'll take it down because we're revamping a picture or something, because it's new stock is prettier or shaped different. So we take it down to update it before we put it back up again. So like the white Moldavite isn't up there because literally just got it. So need to get them priced, weighed out, pictured, but you can send us a message and be like, hey, I need a piece, and we'll start the conversation from there. Drop it in the mail if you're not local. Same thing with Covelite. And
you have regular Moldavite too for them, right?
Yes.
We talked about regular Moldavite. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun to do an episode on meteorites and tektites, because like we also carry the Libyan desert glass. We have some metal, actual like iron ore meteorite pieces as well. So they are all great for, getting in touch with different alien species, raising that vibration, getting, closer to the source way up there, and your higher self. So, and some are more gentler than others, as we talked about between the white Moldavite and the green Moldavite.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys have any questions for Maria, and we'll throw it open to both of you, because Maria Celeste, you do like crystal healing. You talk to the little guys, as like they're little people, and intuitively help people pick out stones that they may need. Maria Cerna, you do some crystal working with people intuitively as they come on. They're like, my life is having this go on in the store, and you're like, well, have you thought of this? So feel free to ask questions as we wrap up our evening, because I know Maria Celeste, you are tired. You had a busy weekend.
Yeah. A very fun weekend. Yeah.
It's always fun hanging out with you and looking at your goodies.
16 years. I was thinking today when I was in the chamber, I was like, how long have I known? I was like, wow, it's at least 16 years that we've been through a lot together, and it's really cool. But it is like, we're either there and we're working, or we're there and we're working, and it's like, we need to go do some fun stuff. I mean, and it is fun. What we're doing is fun, and we love it. And that's why we enjoy that part. But we might just want to go sit on a beach, maybe. I mean, something. I don't care. Walking a mountain, I don't care.
Yeah. Something that is not real work related at all, any way, shape, or form.
I know, but
no working vacations.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can just see us. We'll be like, look at this and look at this and look at this, and we'll be like looking at the leaves and looking at the. Did you see this? Did you see? Oh God, you just imagine. Yeah,
We could be walking on the beach and we would be bending over, going, "Hey, that's quartz, right? Did you see that little quartz piece there?" And oh, look, there's a whole bunch of them. Or
no.
we
Yeah.
would. That's just how we
Yeah.
are.
Mhm.
You find cool rocks in nature too. So sometimes even
Oh
your
my God.
nature will give them to
Yeah.
you. Most of my mesa are rocks that I found outside, except for that kyanite that I'm like, I have to buy this whole bag because I want that one right there.
Because they won't let you break open those bags to get that one.
Nope. It's all or nothing, honey. All or nothing. Like, okay.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because most of the stones I have in my kitchen are either chipped pieces that the other parts out buried somewhere, or they're all from the beaches. They're all beach rocks.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
good question. We get this one a lot. It says, I have amethyst, rose quartz, and quartz crystal. Is it okay to have all of these next to each other?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's a family because they're all of the quartz family. And the only difference is their inclusion of amethyst versus rose quartz. They have a different inclusion, but they are all quartz and they all work energetically together. Some stones, if they don't like being together, you'll know. You'll know. You truly will know. They'll scream at you like little kids in the back of the car. I don't want to sit next to him. Yeah. I mean, this evening, I went to get I actually got this one first. And then this one was like, do not leave me on the candlestick. I want to be with you too. Literally, it's screaming at me. I'm like, okay, I'll go get you. And so I had to go get it. They listen to your stones. They talk to you. I know it sounds crazy, but if you're resonating with them, with the law of frequency and the law of resonance, they will talk to you. It's just you have to be willing to listen to them. They will talk to you. And those three stones love being together. They're absolutely love being together. Now, I have never had this problem, and I have rose quartz all around my property. Some people say that the color gets out of it. My rose quartz have been through the winter here in Indiana for I don't know how many years, and they're as pink as the day I bought them. But some people tell me that they lose their color and that amethyst loses their color. I personally have never had that happen. Never had that happen. There are some stones, morganite. Don't ever put morganite in the sun. Morganite will lose its color in the sun. Yeah, morganite, the one definitely. Yeah,
Fluorite will bleach out.
I've never had fluorite bleach out on me, and fluorite's really hard to get, folks. You think fluorite's an easy stone to find? It's hard to find fluorite,
especially really nice, good color. Deep colors. And now I know Sierra would make fun of me. The mineral that grows on dead things, and we have a whole display of it. And I'm like, we should just call that the Genghis Khan stone because it's known to grow on corpses.
I don't know what it is.
But it'll have like a metallic green sheen to it. And over time in sunlight, like it'll lose that coloring. So you have to keep that out of direct sunlight.
There's another, the red one. Oh, and they make jewelry out of it. That will actually, you can't keep it out of the sun because it will burst. Oh, it's red. It's not ruby. And it's used very much in Asian jewelry. Cinnabar. If you put it in the sunlight, it will burst. It will change colors and will actually burst. And I proved that because I did it and I had a small piece. I said, I want to see if this is real. It burst and it changed into an orange color. It was like, oh, they weren't kidding. It really do that.
And that's another one that can be toxic.
Yes, that is toxic. Yes.
Yes.
Now it's bugging me that I can't think of. I can see my display. I can see all the pieces sitting on our display, but I couldn't tell you what the name is right now.
Oh, you'll have to tell me because I don't know that stone. That's interesting.
Yeah, because it had been a harder one to get your hands on until like this year in Tucson. It was everywhere. And I'm like, who released a mine? Why is this everywhere? And there were certain vendors, like they didn't have just like a 3-foot section. They would have whole like 10-foot table runs full of
Oh,
it.
wow.
And I'm like, okay, you flooded the market now with it. Like what's going on? But yeah, that one, I'll have to, I'm sure this will be a 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up and be like,
you'll text me because I put my phone on do not disturb when I sleep. So you can text me anytime. And if you ever needed us, you have to call Eric because he doesn't turn his phone off. But have you touched it? Is it cold? It's not lab grown, is it? That always makes me nervous when I find something that's all of a sudden everywhere. I'm going, okay, who's made this?
Yeah, no, they're cold and it can be very brittle. So you have to be careful, like picking some of the pieces up because it'll grow in blades.
Okay.
And
I want to say Vandonite, but Vandonite's orange. So it's not that.
Yeah. Nope. I don't
know it. And I didn't go shopping in Tucson this year because I'm trying really hard to retire. So I did not go shopping. I didn't go shopping. So yeah. Well, that's not true. I bought these. I bought these and I bought these and I bought the other Vogels. I'm sorry. I did.
You're doing retirement all wrong, Maria.
I know. It was just Vogels. I just bought my Vogels.
Well, maybe when you get bored, instead of going back into the crystal business, you'll just do a class here and there.
I would love to do a class with you.
Vivianite. Yes. Sometimes known as the quartz or necrocrystal.
It's a beautiful green.
And it will lose.
It's a stunning green.
Yeah.
Will it really? Because I have a beautiful, I think it's sold. I don't know. I haven't seen it lately. So I'm hoping it's sold unless it got stockpiled. But it's a beautiful, it does. It grows in thick pieces. I want to say it's like kyanite, but it's thicker.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's a beautiful, transparent, deep green.
Yeah, it can be found on bones, inside teeth, or as discolored patches on the skin of the deceased.
Really?
It's also known to be found on other organic materials like fossil shells, mammoth tusks, and even frozen remains of the Otezi Iceman. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, if it's coming over from Europe, that is a crystal form thanks to Genghis Khan because he was wiping out everybody. And I'm like, and if it's from South America, Spanish, Inquisitions and stuff. Yeah, that was, me and Sarah going, haha, the little goth girls and us are happy about this one. But, it's like, that is definitely not one you put in your pocket and carry around because it will break. It's, it's brittle.
Yeah, it flakes. It's like layers.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a mica that you can peel it. And we have ones, and it's expensive because that little piece was expensive, and but it's beautiful deep green. I mean, it's beautiful green.
Yeah. So
sorry, Moldavite's yelling at me.
It's so when people are like, "Why are your crystals expensive?" and I'm like, for the most part, most of our tumbles and everything are like $2 to $4, right? I challenge your expensive comment, and I go, now these other pieces. If you have time to hear the history of how and why and how rare it is that the mines are closed, or you have to wait for something to die for this to form, you'll understand, the price point, of these things. Like it's not like a quartz that's, you can dig it up out of your garden probably.
You dig far enough, you'll find something.
Yeah. So, and, I'm hand picking everything in Tucson. So, those pieces were some of the best ones that they had out there on the table, or, the best that they had. And, and those pieces wanted to come back here because they knew their home was somewhere in this area that was going to pass through the store. So, that takes time and effort and energy and shipping. So,
and shipping is very expensive.
Yeah. Yes.
The first load, we used to drive it back, and I said, Eric, we're not driving back. We're shipping it back. And finally got a little bit smarter as the years go on. And so the first year when it arrived at the warehouse, and I met the guy at the warehouse, and he's like, why is this pallet so heavy to move? And I said, sir, you're actually moving rocks. He goes, seriously? I said, yeah, you're moving rocks. He's like, oh my, because he couldn't figure out why the pallet was so heavy and he had to push it. And I was like, yeah, you're pushing rocks. Come on, I'll help you. So I helped him push the rocks.
Yeah. It's, that's why there's show specials on shipping pallets at these shows, because the weight that's moving.
They're shipping 4,000 pounds of rocks.
Yeah.
4 pallets, about 1,000 pounds a pallet.
Yep. So
we drove by an Old Dominion truck because we used to ship with Old Dominion. And I was like, Old Dominion, you took such good care of us. I'll tell you, if you ship, I don't know who you ship with, Melissa, but Old Dominion, nothing, everything always came beautifully from Old Dominion. Beautifully from Old Dominion. So
yeah. I've used them a couple times here lately. I've used like UPS out of the Kino show, because they wrap better. They're better. They handle it better, and it's gotten to us better. The one time that I use like Coyote, turns out that they put it out for bidding, and whoever shows up picks it up. And we ended up in a big fight with them because even though our pallet had all the paperwork of do not stack on top of and everything else, they did. They crushed everything on the top, busted out the sides. So if it wasn't broken, it was missing. And they're like, well, that's how it came to us. And I'm like, no, it's not. I have pictures of when it left, and this is what you did. So that turned into, a fight and proving and being, reimbursed. Because like we had really pretty gemstone, like hummingbirds and stuff. They were,
oh my gosh.
We had really nice, like bigger skulls about this size, like jawbones chipped and gouges in the heads and everything from them.
Oh my gosh.
So
well, think about Old Dominion. The thing with Old Dominion is you have to pack it and you set your pallet. You wrap, they will wrap the pallet, but you have to take it to them at their facility, and they all the years never had a problem, and they will actually show you. They don't stack in their trucks. Their trucks have shelving that keep the bottom layer from the top layer.
Oh,
so
nice.
They don't stack. If you ever want to ship, the problem is you got to take it out to Old Dominion, which is out by the airport. You have to take it out to them. They used to pick up, but they don't.
Right.
When Tony retired, Tony retired, and because Tony used to go around and he worked with a crew that picked it up for Old Dominion, and Old Dominion didn't continue that once Tony retired. You have to take it out to them, but they do a great job.
I'll have to keep that.
Yeah. And if I'm not going to be in Tucson this winter, but if you ever want the introduction to them, they're still in my phone book. And if they're still there, they're lovely, lovely people. They've taken I can't say enough about them.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think we've rambled enough for our friends here. We got way off topic from Moldavite, Covelite, and Optical. Throwing in so much other information, but that's fun. And we'll have to see, Maria, when you have time to relax and when you might want to join us again on some different stones.
Sure. Absolutely. I love being with you guys. Yeah. I mean, it's, I have all this information up here. And so before I lose it, it needs to be shared. So I can share it with you.
I can't wait. Now, you've already said possibly in 2027, when you're back in Tucson again, of walking around, just chilling with me. And I'm like, I should be live the whole time you're walking with me, just so people can see the information that runs through both of our heads as we're picking this up, as we're joking and goofing off and, talking.
Oh, we have to do, oh my God. We could do a daily show.
Like, here's the story of how all of this made it to the store. And, so
do we have to wait till 27?
Well, that's when you're going to be back.
I know. God willing.
Yeah.
I've already told the woman whose houses we ran, I said, just because I did this goofy thing for my brother, just know that we want to come back in 2026. It's 26. Yeah, we come out early in 26. So it'd be 26, 27. And so hopefully.
Okay. Yay. Yeah. Because it is a process, and
the big process. It's people do not understand what it takes to get it from there to your store. It doesn't just appear.
The process of picking all the pieces out at these massive display tables for just one vendor, and there might be 75 vendors crammed into this tent, and you're finding, the pieces that are wanting to come back, and, with the right dealer at the right price and everything else. So they're like, enjoy your vacation. I'm like, I'm going to be more.
Not a vacation. It is not. It's not a vacation. I mean, you're up at 7:00 in the morning. You grab breakfast. You think about, okay, let's make some toast and we can eat that on the way. And you are literally shopping. At least we were, until like 5:00 at night. And then I was like, okay, we need to grab dinner. I grab dinner. We take all the inventory back to the hotel room. Then you have to wrap it.
Yeah.
And you're doing that till like 11:00 at night. Then you go to bed and you're up at 6 to have breakfast and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. It's
You have to wrap everything to make sure it survives the pallet, because the vendor only cares about wrapping it for your car.
If they even wrap it for your car.
Yeah. So it's the picking, the choosing, the wrapping, the making sure it's safe. And then if you're doing live sales like I've done before, you're pricing it and everything else when you get back home after dinner, staying up, pricing, setting it up, doing the live, taking care of the customer orders, and then getting up and doing it again. So, which is why I kind of cut out some of the live sales the last year or two, because I'm like, I'm tired. I'm just tired. We'll do the sales back at the store,
Yeah.
And,
I don't know how you did that with everything else. I never did. I mean, I never did live sales because it's just, I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
Because you are exhausted. You're exhausted.
Yeah. I was younger then. Had more energy than 2-3 years ago. I'm older now. I've learned my ways. It's like, I'll get it back to the store, have the minions help, get them priced and stage, and then we'll just do the live sales from there. And that's where I'm like, come here, Sierra, my social media person. Like, here's what you're selling on this one. Here's what you're selling on that one.
Oh, cool.
And, while still processing yet more of the palette and everything. So, I love doing Tucson. It's tiring. It's not a vacation. But yeah. So hopefully 2027 we'll have fun. We'll do daily gem finding shows.
Yeah, that'll be I look forward to that. God willing, I'm still here.
Yes.
I'm planning on it, but God's got a different plan, Oh my God, we will have so much fun. Oh my God, we will. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can just. The poor vendors will not know what hit them. Don't worry, we're just having fun. You just go take care of the other customers. We'll tell you when we're ready.
Yeah, we'll just come to you when we're ready to go. Like, don't mind us, Well, and I'm sure those vendors are going to know you and I anyway. They'll, if anything, be like, oh my God, they're together.
I know, because my vendors used to go, oh, it's Maria, just leave her alone. She knows what she's doing. Yeah. And now they'll just be like, oh my God, they both showed up together. Now what do we do? Just leave us alone.
Yeah, just smile and nod, and we'll let you know when we need another
Right.
tray, another bucket, another box, and just
Right. Yeah. We know what we're doing.
yeah.
And if we don't know what we're doing, we just act like it anyway.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later
But
after we get it
the
back and
stones
go,
are gonna
"So."
because the stones tell you what to do.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we don't pick
That's
the stones. Yeah. Yeah.
We get bullied by the stones. We call it they love us, but they bully us. That's what's really comes down to.
Oh, they do. This one screamed at me. I don't want to stay in the living room. You need to come get me. I need to be on the show with you. I'm like, okay.
Right?
Yes,
And
they
it
do.
won. It won.
It did. They you learn to let them win.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, they'll be jumping at you.
Yeah, I've got
But
a
it's
Ganesha statue who won that argument sitting in the store.
wow.
Yeah, I didn't plan on bringing him back. We told him no multiple times. He's in the store. He won.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, don't argue with Ganesha. He wins.
Yeah. So let me just warn you because you have a store, and when you have a store, you can put bigger crystals in the store because you don't have to move them. So I'm just telling you, just beware, Melissa, because I might be going, that one needs to go to your store because I would buy that, but you can't move it from show to show, but you can put it in a showroom and leave it there until it sells. And you have a showroom, and I can go, these are some really beautiful big ones, Melissa. You take over your showroom. And I'll help you get them on the pallet. But I think you might need to take these home. I'm just warning you. They're telling me
no.
it might be going big if you go with me because I just never. There was a certain sign because I had to lift the boxes. You have to lift. You got to put them in the van. You got to put them in the warehouse. And you got to put them in the van because we always rented a van for 26 years. I never bought a van. That's crazy. But Melissa, we can just put it in your showroom. And it just sits there till the right person comes along.
I can't think of her name. She's always at Kino. And when you're looking at the show from the parking lot, she's always on the far left-hand side behind Village Originals. And she would have the really, really big, like marble statues outside.
Michaela.
For like 2-3 years straight, she had a gorgeous Kuan Yin on the moon.
Yes.
And I think the only thing that saved me from that was the fact that it was too big for the store. Like it was taller than the store.
Yes, but
so
one of the fingers was broken. She had one that a finger was broken on because Eric looked at thinking of buying it and bringing it home, and the finger was broken on it.
So, you know, that I've gotten close to getting some big pieces, but now that my big pieces are the Buddha statue, which I loved him and almost got a little teary-eyed when I saw him. And then I'm like, dude, I don't cry. What is this? So I'm like, I want Buddha, but Buddha's like, well, Saraswati has to come from me. And I'm like, since when? Well, they're both in the store. then Ganesha, and he is a unique carving of Ganesha. He's very dragon-like, not the roly-poly round happy. He's a very fierce Ganesha. And, you know, and I'm like, you're really cool, but I don't need another big statue. So nice to meet you. And then like this nagging about like, and I'm like, you know what, fine. You know what, we'll compromise. If Ganesha wants a representation in the store, then we're going to get a smaller one. And no, the giant one is in the freaking store. So, so here we go. But yay. Yeah.
And that's 3, by the way. Just saying that's 3. They work in 3s.
Yeah. So, and I saw your teeny tiny little Ganeshas on your table in the one box. I went, you're so cute. No, no.
Well, these go with that. This little one that we got those at the same time, and because they were little and they're so cute. But those, did you see the little temples?
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, there's little temples there too. We have a few little temples left. And if you turn the temples upside down, there's an Om symbol. How they did that, I have no idea. There's an Om symbol on the bottom because it represents the Om. But we have just the little
Oh.
ones left. We used to have bigger ones and then bigger ones.
Nice. Well, sorry,
You need
apparently I need to run up to the store real quick.
Yeah, you need to, your mom needs you for some reason.
Yeah.
Your mom's pointing at you. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently I need to wrap up. Thank you for joining us. And it's always
You're
fun.
welcome.
When
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Um,
And thank you to all the people in Cleveland for all the years that you've supported us. And we are truly, truly very grateful. And thank you. And thank you, Melissa, for all you have been for me too. So thank you.
No, thank you. You and we have been through a lot together, spiritually, friendship wise, medically. You know, I love you to death, and I'm always
Love you
happy
back.
when we can spend time together.
Thank you. Go do that, and then we'll look at the calendar for look at your and let me know in November for November. I'll be glad to whatever you need.
Okay. Yay! More rocks and more
Yay.
rocks and rambling and rocks with Maria. Yeah.
As long as they're not in my head. Well, we do have them in our head. They're actually in our ears.
Yeah.
You actually have calcite in your ears, folks. I think we talked about that before we got on.
Yes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is that why my tinnitus is so loud? My calcites are out of whack. Is that why? We'll find out. But well, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining, and we
Thank
hope you guys
you.
catch us for the next Healer's Corner. Bye, guys.
Bye.
So yeah, apparently